Assalamu alaikum everyone. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today I want to share with all of you an experience that I had as I was traveling few days back. I was sitting in the aeroplane, and as the plane took off, we were very close to the surface of the earth. And as the plane went higher up, we could see the entire human habitation below us. And as the plane went further up in the atmosphere, we could see that the earth was stretched out before us. So we all know that the atmosphere that surrounds the earth has several layers, and the layer of the atmosphere which is closest to the earth, which is closest to us, is the troposphere. And when aeroplanes fly, they generally go beyond the troposphere, because the troposphere is the layer of the atmosphere which has clouds. So the aeroplanes move beyond the troposphere so that they experience minimum turbulence and less interference from clouds. So as I was sitting in the plane and looking down at the world that I had left behind myself, I realized that when we people lead our lives in this world, when we are back down in the lives that we lead, we are so engrossed by everything that is immediately near us. We have our family and the duties that we have to fulfill towards our families. We have our work responsibilities. We have different kinds of dealings and interactions with people. And this is the world that we deal with on a regular basis. It is the world that surrounds us. And because this world is so near to us, we feel that this is all that there is. Our struggles and our involvement, our efforts are all centered around the worldly responsibilities, the worldly issues that concern us. So this is the kind of life that we lead on a regular basis. Our purpose is centered around this material world in which we live on the planet Earth. And I was thinking that as the aeroplane flies up in the atmosphere, it teaches us a very important lesson. And that lesson is that we should not remain attached to the material world in such a way that it becomes our sole purpose, it becomes our only purpose. Just as the aeroplane rises up in the atmosphere, we all also have to raise ourselves up, not physically, but at the level of our thinking process. So we must know that just as the atmosphere surrounds the entire earth, it envelops the entire earth, we all are also enveloped and surrounded by the material world which is so close to us, which is near us. And this closeness to the world, this deep engagement and involvement with the world, makes us feel that this is the entire universe that exists. But here we have to change our thinking. We have to rise above the material world. We have to understand that the material world is not the only reality that exists. There is a reality, there is a greater reality that goes beyond the material world, and it is the spiritual realm. It is being in the spiritual world, or uplifting ourselves so that we give some spiritual food to our personality. We are not just material beings living in a material world. We also have a spiritual side, and we have to maintain and nourish this spiritual side of our beings. And this is possible by being in connection, being in contact with God Almighty, our Creator. When we come into connection, into communion with God Almighty, that is the way in which we develop our spiritual beings. That provides spiritual nourishment to our soul. So it's so important that we utilize every experience that we have in our life, every observation, every kind of uh, spiritual reality that we discover. And it's extremely essential that we connect it to God. It's important to be able to associate ourselves with our Creator through the experiences that we have in our life. And that is something which will keep our spiritual being, our inner being alive. If we don't allow this connection, if we don't remember God Almighty through the experiences that we have in our life, then we'll be leading our lives as material beings, as robots. And that would not really help us in any way. It would not complete our personality. Somewhere down the line, we will feel that we are incomplete. We are doing something which is not satisfying us completely. It is only when we develop our spiritual side by connecting to God Almighty will we be able to feel that we are leading a fuller life, a complete life. And the way of doing this is using the experiences that you have in life, contemplating about them, pondering over them, and remembering God through them. So this was the message that I had to share today. Thank you.